Yo, what up, and welcome to Pnoid News. Man, listen, all right, I got a real story for y'all today. And it's a continuation of a story that I covered like 3 or 4 years ago that for some reason just keeps persisting, right? And it's highly important for everybody to understand exactly what's going on. So without further ado, let's begin with This Begins Today, because this is the video that I saw earlier that caused me to make this video.
$2 billion in additional funding, and we'll get to their expansion plans in a second. But just to give you an idea of what exactly is being expanded, what exactly is being bought here, let's put this up there on the screen. The Washington Times actually spotted this within a military appropriation. So the Capitol Police will be using an Army surveillance system on Americans to, quote, identify an emerging threat. And so this is technology that allowed U.S. troops fighting wars in Afghanistan and Iraq to monitor large areas 24/7 through extremely high-resolution cameras. Okay, so these are what we used on bases in Iraq and Afghanistan. Now, people are already discussing about the fact that privacy rights advocates in particular are talking about how the Capitol Police is now deploying extremely high-resolution cameras on what large area exactly? Well, we don't really know. Here's the thing. In wartime application, the surveillance units were mounted on tethered blimps. The data would be stored, combined with other data, and then referenced to track individuals or groups across extreme.
All right, so let's get away from the ideology as a whole of what exactly we're talking about here, right? Because this is highly important, because Tom P's done covered this before for y'all. Right? Legitimately. And I stood here and I gave y'all an idea of what was coming. So you had every understanding of exactly what would be coming down the pipe when I covered this 3 years ago. Let's take a short little listen to what's going on here. There's a guy named IGOR PASTERNAK, all right, who is a Ukrainian born guy, all right, businessman. They call him an arms dealer. I'm gonna call him, I don't know. Right? I don't know what he is. The guy builds blimps, all right, in California. But somehow, as of recently, he's now, out of nowhere, making M16s in Ukraine. No clue how that happened. But the real big issue is that he helped fund Adam Schiff's political campaign. Let's get to it. So let's start this where it starts off at, right? Adam Schiff was thrown a political campaign fundraiser by a guy named IGOR PASTERNAK. All right. Now, this campaign was thrown in Washington, D.C. All right. This was, this was all thrown in D.C. and stuff, right? And here's the issue with this, right? IGOR PASTERNAK is head of a company called Eros Corp. All right. All right. So he's head of a company called Eros Corp. And Eros Corp, right? This is highly important, that Eros Corp is a company that stands here and builds blimps and dirigibles like the Aros 40 Sky Dragon airship, that basically tethered out, you can sit here and have 24-hour sustained 360 monitoring and, high quality image capability throughout an area. They actually use this in Iraq and Afghanistan, Syria, all these other places, right? And it's highly important to understand what this is, right? So here's their actual website, right? So everybody understands, like, I'll leave all these links in the description. Any of y'all want to go and look all this stuff up. And because I'm thinking you're probably going to want to stand here and do so, right? These are blimps that they use for surveillance. Here's a little taste of their,
Whenever there's a need for a low-cost, stable, long-endurance aerial platform used for advertising, promotion, broadcasting, or surveillance missions, Eros airships offer a sophisticated blend of unique capabilities. Our Air's 40D Skydragon airship features an impressive technological package that includes a fly-by-wire flight control system, giving it exceptional maneuverability, structural monitoring system, green cockpit, stronger and lighter envelope fabric that improves helium impermeability, and an IFR instrumentation package, all of which provides low workloads for pilots and easy maintenance for operators.
There's several real good aspects about the 40D, but one of them was the workload. There really isn't much workload because it's
Now, let me just say this, right? Because this is the part of this that kind of really bugs the shit out of me as far as stuff's concerned, right? This dude, all right, receives military contracts from DARPA. And he is highly linked in with the Democratic Party. I find that odd, right? Mostly because I grew up in the 90s and 2000s where, the Democrats were absolutely against the war. But maybe they really weren't in the end of the day. And it's just bullshit that the media tried to feed me. One more thing real quick before we go. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to stand here and put this out. You know how we talk about the cathedral? You know what I'm saying? Like the head of the, intellectual think tank as far as the media is concerned is a New Yorker. Yeah. It's right there on the goddamn website. I'm going to leave all these links in the description for all y'all to find out what's going on. But understand, this is exactly what the deal is. I'm not bringing you anything that legitimately I'm lying about or anything I'm making up. We've been covering this story for 4 years about this dude. And he somehow continues to pop up in the news, right? For no reason. I think maybe, just maybe, somebody needs to do a deep dive on this dude. I think I'm getting the ball rolling a little bit. Because legit, this is pay for play, and it's very obvious. And I showed all the links for y'all. Y'all got to do the hard work. And somebody else has to do the hard work as far as digging. I don't have the capability. But here you go. Follow the breadcrumbs, my brothers. Peace be like one. Later.